Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for reporting to my TBC Live broadcast. My name is Stephen Tyrone Cuffey, and it's a pleasure to be with you at a later time than I normally am for my 437 live broadcast. I know that I may not have that many today, but that's fine. I know that my lovely sweetheart Merlene is watching me. Thank you so much for remembering my broadcast is coming later. I don't know if Kim and Kayla are watching my wonderful family down in Florida. I don't know if they're watching either, but whatever the case may be, whoever's watching, I appreciate it. Now, thank you so much. Okay, I've been real busy today. Okay, let me see. I know that Mr. Sharif Khan, I know I saw him there first up. Yes, 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 I see you there. Thank you so much, Mr. Sharif Khan. Thank you so much for the Bangladesh community. Okay, I don't know if we may have some more people coming. I don't know, but I'm gonna just zoom through this live broadcast, and we'll be back for tomorrow for another live broadcast. Okay. All right. Let's do the first thing we do. We go to the blog. Let's talk about. Let's see what's there. Okay, it looked like mine is the first one up here. About my window of opportunity. I talked about that yesterday. And thank you, admin, for putting that up there because I enjoyed that live broadcast myself. Because TBC should be treated more of a window of opportunity than what it really is. Thank you so much, admin. And this is a nice video that was talking about TBC by private coins versus the public um, by Mary Lou out of the Philippines doing her 21st broadcast. Congratulations for appearing on the blog again. The next one is Dream. This is awesome. This is Randy, and this was his video today. Matter of fact, talking about Dream a Little with Randy Wilson, and he did a very good broadcast. I would say. I was listening to it earlier. Okay. Okay, that's pretty much it for there. Okay, folks, what I want to do is just do some little comparisons, some new updates in the cryptocurrency space today. And I came up with two great articles. One here about Ripple um, from this website called www.ccn.com. And what it states here, it says Ripple opens shop in South America with Brazil's 2 billion remittance market. Okay. It states here Ripple has announced the launch of operations in Brazil as it prepares to capture a slice of the country's lucrative remittances market and the South American region as a whole. The enterprise blockchain solutions firm indicated that it had made a decision in response to high consumer demand in South America. That's great news. See, people in South America have started to get on this big cryptocurrency wave. Okay, Ripple, and by the way, Ripple is a market-based coin, folks. Um, is a market-based coin that's doing well right now on the market-based coin scene. Ripple South America's operations will be held by Luis Antonio Sacco, a veteran of the financial technology space. Okay. All right. And that's just showing you about how Ripple has really been going up. Okay. A lot of the altcoins like Ripple have gone up along with Bitcoin right now, folks. And it has the Bitcoin market has been, I mean, the market-based coins have done really well today, by the way. Okay. All righty. Okay, there was another one. Let me see here. There was another one that I was looking at today. I may have clicked out of it. Oh, here it is. And this is something I heard about actually yesterday. And it says some Bitcoin news, and that's Coinbase, which you know is a cryptocurrency wallet and somewhat of a change, has launched a debit card that stands over in Europe, not here in the United States, over in Europe. Okay. It says the cryptocurrency debit card launched by Coinbase, one of the largest and most popular crypto trading exchanges in the world, will now be available in roughly 6 more countries. These nations include Spain, Italy, the Netherlands, Germany, France, and Ireland. It says says crypto can finally be used for purchases. I'm gonna read just a little bit of this. It says users have the opportunity to spend their Litecoin. And by the way, Litecoin has done extremely well, if anyone knows about how market-based coins are doing. Okay. Ethereum, it says users have the opportunity to spend their Litecoin, Ethereum, or Bitcoin stashes at any stores or online. Granted, the merchants in question take Visa cards. The product works like a standard debit card. Though instead of paying with fiat, which is paper money, from one's bank account, a person is paying with crypto from their digital currency account. Digital currency was always designed to serve as a method of payment. From the beginning of crypto was built to give financial freedom and independence back to the people who would use it. Through digital currencies have often been prone to massive volatility and unpredictable price swings. This has made things very difficult to merchants and retailers who have no guarantee that the money they accept as payment will remain as is. Now I'm reading this for a reason I'm gonna talk about TBC in just a moment. It says here, for example, a person pays for $100 worth of merchandise with crypto. There's a good chance that the next day the amount will fall in price, meaning the $100 suddenly turns into 90. It's not necessarily fair to the retailer. The customer walks off with the $100 worth of products, but the store misses out on $10 of product profit that they rightly earn. In cases like this, only the customer benefit, not the retailers. However, there is potentially becoming more easier with the introduction of ventures like Flexa, who seeks to ease the difficulty of accepting crypto as payment for merchants. Some of the stores have partnered with the company, include Nordstrom, Jamba Juice, I heard about that, Jamba Juice, and Whole Foods. Now, Whole Foods, by the way, is owned by who? Amazon. And the enterprise adding more names each day. The Coinbase card, which is that Coinbase debit card, was originally launched back in April through something of a pilot program initially. Only 1,000 cards were released to users. Through this number ultimately became small beings compared with the number of cards that are being applied for and used today. Coinbase UK CEO Zesman Feroz comments that the figures are much higher than anyone at the exchange could have anticipated. He attributed this, among other things, to the card's ease of use. He says that using a card is just as easy as using a traditional debit card starting. You can buy groceries with Bitcoin and then coffee on Litecoin right after. It says Coinbase is looking to grow further. And folks, I personally have a Coinbase. That's my main wallet, by the way. I have several cryptocurrency wallets, but that is my wallet here in the US. It says Coinbase is to grow further. At present time, the card only in two forms: physical, which people can use to withdraw money through their cryptocurrency ATMs, or as a mobile app when they're when that's directly linked to their cryptocurrency accounts. It says Firos claims that the company is looking to expand the card's breathe further, but that they need to find the right banking partners first. Okay, so you see that cryptocurrency. What I'm talking about, cryptocurrency here is still evolving, folks. But here in TBC, we don't use a debit card of any type. We may not have to ever use that. That's up to admin. But when we reach to 1 billion members and we're freely using our currency for all products and services and goods and services of all type, folks, it's going to be, we hope, we pray, and we believe. Let's go say that we go as far as we believe that we will all be using those millions of dollars and billions of dollars in our wallets for all kind of good, for jobs mostly, to get people out of poverty, right? But we use some of it for also for goods and services, just like they're started using in different countries that are cryptocurrency, like in Australia and Japan and some other countries, more freely. Here in the United States, I mentioned before, we have more Bitcoin ATMs than any country on earth. But they're not put up by any government at all. It's put out by private companies, okay, that believe that cryptocurrency is the way of the future in terms of our digital currency. You know, there's some saying that our government will crash. The financial system will crash. It's on the verge of crashing. We are trillions of dollars, although we're spending trillions of dollars each day, and we're still in trillions of dollars of debt. And it's the ingredients of the same type of thing that happened back in 2008, 2009. So, folks, that means one thing, and one thing's very important. What do you have that can protect you in case of a financial crisis like we had back in 2008, 2009? What do you have in place? Okay, and I'm gonna come out of this right here just so I can talk. So I want to talk to my computer and talk to you all. Okay, how about that? So, folks, essentially, what do you have in place as a option in case we come down a financial crisis? Because back in 2008, I don't know if a lot of you may remember, it was in the United States, it was over in Europe, it was all over the world, and I'm telling you, it was terrible. And the most gracious thing happened. Satoshi Nakamoto created this thing called a white paper with some computer figures on it, and whoever did put it into a computer system, and lo and behold, it created this thing called blockchain, which produces Bitcoin. So people ask, is Bitcoin blockchain? Of course it is. It's created by it. Now, folks, our coin is also digital. I'm sure it's also created the blockchain way. I'm not into all of that, folks. We're not to try to figure all that out. The thing all we gotta do is grow our community and empty that wallet of our admin of billions and billions of currency in TBC as we expand our community. That's all we need to be focused on, not the technical part of it. But I can tell you this, folks, we all gotta have a what's the word I'm trying to use? It's a sense of having another option. Having another option if the dollar the dollar or the fiat just drops in price, because it's really the spending power of the dollar here is an all-time low, even though it may be more powerful than a lot of other currencies in other countries. It's still not where it was many years ago. Fiat currency is not backed by anything. Our central banking system keeps making it, but it's not backed by anything. Our coin is backed by our people. That's what grows our coin. We just use a grain of gold as a measuring tool for it. It's not backed by gold, folks. Don't everybody ever think that. Our coin is not backed by gold at all. It's backed by the people who grows the value of our coin by us expanding, by bringing people to our network, into our community. We don't have to worry about what Bitcoin or Ripple or Ethereum or Litecoin do, although they're doing fairly well right now, only to go up. They believe they're in a bull market. See, I studied both. As you can see, I studied, I had already read that article. I'm just letting you know, what do you have as another option should your country become a financial crisis where everything goes up? Your food goes up dramatically in price. Your gasoline you put in your cars go up dramatic in price. The housing market goes down. Right now, the housing market is really starting to boom here in the United States. People got a chance to make a lot of money in the housing industry. But essentially, what you got to understand, you got to have another option. Are you depending so much on your fiat or your currency in your country, like the Philippines? Are you depending on so much of your pesos, or like in Nigeria, your naira? Are you depending on it so much that you're not thinking about having another option like this thing called cryptocurrency? See, while our coin is still growing in value, you still have the option to purchase some cryptocurrency right now. Folks, do you real? I'm gonna just say this much about the market, and a positive thing about the market-based side. Had you bought cryptocurrency back in April, early April? No, actually back in January, when it was at $35, $3,500 a coin. You just bought some of it. You would have had make like a 300 to 400% increase right now. You're definitely going to make some money right now if anybody invests. I advise invest now into cryptocurrency on the market-based side. It went down to a little about 77. That's a little dip. That's a very little dip from where it went. It went up as high as almost close to in some exchanges, where even as high as close as 8,800. It went as high as 86 on Coinbase, I recall, 86 in some. But in some other changes went close to 9,000. But I believe right now it's on its way, folks, possibly to 9,000, because it's doing really well today. That little coin called Litecoin is you can really make some money in that one. And that coin was down $47 a coin, and now it's like 138. It went up as high as I think 141, $42 today. That's a big jump from 30 or 40 some dollars to 140. All I'm just saying, I'm not trying to give you education in that. All I'm just saying is do your due diligence into what market-based coins to invest in. But the great thing about TBC, we don't have to worry about that, do we? All we got to do is concentrate on building our community, using the tools in place in our blog, in our Crinkle Cash back office, and growing our community. Not everybody's going to see it. That's okay, folks. They said the same thing about Bitcoin back in 2008. Bitcoin, listen, back in 2011, Bitcoin was $3 a coin, folks. Did you hear what I just say? $3 per coin. I missed that. I'm still not too late, but I missed that great one, because I'd be a multimillionaire if I had just bought $100 to $1,000 of it at $3 a coin, and I could have did that back then. But it's still not too late. It's definitely not too late here in TBC. Folks, we're just getting started. We're just getting started in TBC. See, with Bitcoin bounty, that was the best thing the admin could have invented. And I'm sure there'll be some other ways to ignite our community, because this one is really igniting our community. But as we're building this community, I've also often said, and I keep saying it, please educate people because they're coming back to our broadcasters with the same questions. Read the blog. If you don't study the blog, please go over the blog daily. There's some vital information there that can help you. Okay? All right. Thank you so much for everyone that showed up for a later time for me. Maybe it could be a better time for you. I don't know. Like I've told you before, there'll be some instances where I will be doing my broadcast later sometime. I did that last summer. There'll be some instances that I may not do a broadcast. And I think I'm one that I can say I can afford to do that with 437 broadcasts. I'm the only one. I'm the lone person that's got that many broadcasts. My brother Darren Haywood, he's out of his country right now on a big venture to different countries. He's doing some great things with another operation right now. That's why you may not have seen him, but I've seen him on Facebook, and he's having a ball, and he deserved that. But this year, I'm gonna be doing some of that because I plan to do some traveling. Okay, and hopefully while I'm out, I can introduce some people to this thing called the Billion Coin. My goal is to see some family and friends that I have not seen yet, and you all know who you are. But I can just say that and see some family that I haven't seen in a while, like my two brothers, you know, um, and go down to Miami and see my son, because he's doing a lot better now. Um, some great things. I'm going to be a grandfather pretty soon, because my son is having his first child, my older son. So my only son. So I'd like to thank all of you folks for being here at this live broadcast. I'm pretty much done right now for today. I just want to talk about, you know, um, market-based coins and our coin, and ask you a question. Are you prepared? Do you have another option? Should your country fall into a financial crisis? Because I'm telling you, it's not a pretty picture when that happens. I've experienced it already, at least one major time in my life I can speak of. And that was in 2008, 2009. Okay? Okay, folks, it's so great to talk to you today. Thank you, Merlene. I know you're there. You may not be in the chat, but I know you're watching. Thank you so much, sweetheart, for always being there like you do. I know we need to talk about some great news and some other things I need to talk to you about is important. But and I know we'll see each other later. But as far as the people in Florida that may be watching this, thank you so much for watching. If you're watching, along with our two little ones, Kayla and Caitlin, and thank you so much for all that came at a later time today. I really appreciate it. Joining me, even though I had to switch. I tried to give you notice in time enough so you could come, and some of you did respond. Thank you so much. I appreciate that for your commitment and watching me on a live broadcast. So I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully at the time I usually do, at 3 o'clock my time, which is the time you normally come. And but if I decide to change it for some reason, I will let you know ahead of time. Okay. So I'll see you tomorrow for another live broadcast. And thank you so much for being with me today. So peace, everybody.